book, kitabun mubinun. So the book comes first, and the adjective mubinun comes second, which means clear. So, and we said that both words will follow each other in gender, if it's feminine or masculine, in number, in case, whether they have fatha, kasra, dhamma, and also ma'rifa or nakira. So if the word being described has an al, then the adjective will also have an al. So that was quite a bit, but these are very key things that oft are repeated in the Quran many a times. And if you notice this pattern, inshallah, you will begin to have a better understanding, bi'ithnillah. So the learning objectives of today's lesson are, firstly, to learn how to use prepositions in Arabic. So prepositions are examples here. They are basically words which connect sentences together. So the examples we have here is in, which is Arabic in fi, on, ala, to, ila. So basically words such as these, in, on, to, from. So these are connective words. They are called prepositions in English. And we will learn how to use these. I mentioned briefly, and we have covered few examples as well in the past, which has used prepositions, but we will go through it properly in today's lesson, inshallah. And the second thing is to be aware of the uses of personal pronouns in the Quran. Now, we have already gone through the detached pronouns, huwa, hum, hiya. Inshallah, we will go through, no, we haven't, sorry, my mistake. So we'll be going through the uses of personal pronouns in the Quran today. Sorry, my mistake, we haven't done that. So we'll do that, inshallah, today's lesson. So, first thing, prepositions. So this is called harf al-jar, harfu jar in Arabic. Okay, so prepositions are words used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within a sentence. So this is what Google search gave me, what the meaning of preposition means in English. So simply put, these are examples from the Quran. So Surah Al-Isra, min al-masjid al-harami ila al-masjid al-aqsa. So the two highlighted preposition words are min and ila, which means from and to. So from al-masjid al-haram, the sacred mosque, ila, to al-masjid al-aqsa, the furthest mosque, the farthest mosque. And the second example, inna al-muttaqina fi jannatin na'im. So fi is the preposition here. So inna al-muttaqin, indeed the righteous will be fi, in jannatin na'imi, in gardens of bliss. And if you might have noticed gardens of bliss here, because it has the word of, we said that this is a mudaf ilayh construction. So gardens of bliss. And if we look at the Arabic, jannatin na'imi. So the first word is the mudaf. It doesn't have a al. It only has a single sign, doesn't have a tanween. And the second word normally usually has an al, and it has a kasra attached to it. It's in the majroor case. So this is a mudaf ilayh construction. Okay. So in al-muttaqina, fi is the preposition here. So three prepositions in these examples we have. Okay. So this is the actual rule. So simple example, fil bayti, in the house. So in the house. Okay. Fi, in, al-bayti, the house. So fi is called the harf jar. So this is the actual preposition. So whatever preposition you are using, so this example is fi. You can have ala, min, and we'll go through many the different types of prepositions used in the Quran. In the next slide will be shown. And the second word is called the ism majroor. It's called the ism majroor. And this word, this noun will always be in the majroor case. So similar to mudaf ilayhi, which is always in the majroor case, the ism majroor, the word which comes after one of the prepositions. So commonly, these are some of the prepositions used, fi, ala, min, ila. So after a preposition, the noun will always be in the majroor case. So it will have a kasra or kasratain. Yeah. And again, like a mudaf ilayhi, it can be ma'rifah or it can be nakira, i.e. it can have an alif lam attached to it or it cannot have an alif lam attached to it. So in this example, fi, in, al-bayti, fil bayti, read together. Means the in the house. So al-bayti. If we took the al away, then it will become fi baytin with a kasratain. So going back to the first lesson, adding alif lam, you take away the tanween, and if you take away the alif lam, then you can put the tanween back on. So fi baytin, in a house. Okay, so in a house. If you remove the alif lam. So these are some of the prepositions most commonly used in the Quran. So ila, to, min, from, ala, on, ba'da, after, hatta, until, tahta, jannatin tajri min tahtiha al-anhar. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about gardens of paradise, which underneath them, tahtiha al-anhar, will be rivers which flow underneath them. So that's an oft repeated one. Qabl, before, khalf, khalfa, behind, an, about, concerning, inda, at, with, fawqa, above, ma'a, with, baina, between, fi, in, amongst. So these are mostly used in the Quran. So this will be added. This will basically be your vocabulary list for today's lesson, inshallah ta'ala. I haven't put any more new vocab at the end. So, personal pronouns. Moving on to the second topic today. So, personal pronouns are basically words to indicate a person, and we should be familiar, just to let you know a little bit more. So if we're talking first person, it means we're using the words I, we. So this is the first person pronouns. Second person pronouns are you, and third person pronouns is he and she and they. So they're absent. So that's third person. Second person is if you're talking to someone in front of you, and first person if you're talking about yourself or ourself. Okay, so again in Arabic we have so starting with the third person here. Oh, sorry. Starting with the third person. So we have to distinguish between masculine and feminine, unfortunately, again here. So the first, and again with singular and plural, it changes as well. So the third person, masculine. So if you're talking about a male who is absent, then you use the pronoun huwa. So huwa means he, or it can also mean it. Okay. So if you're talking about an object, you can also refer to it as huwa, or if you're talking about a person, you can also use the word huwa. I hope that makes sense. So if the object is masculine, you would use the pronoun huwa. If it's feminine, you would use pronoun here. So we'll cover that after, shortly. And again, so he means huwa. Plural, you use the pronoun hum. So when it comes in the Quran, hum, it means they. It means they. And it's normally the masculine form that is used in the Quran. Unless the Quran is talking about just females, then it would use the feminine form. So huwa, he, hum, huwa, he, singular, and hum is they, so plural. Okay, so referring to more than one. Again, so moving on to the feminine third person form. So here means she. Here means she. And again, it can also mean it if the object you are talking about is feminine. And again, if you remember 2 lessons ago, how do we know a word is feminine? Again, it has a ta marbuta, or it is feminine by gender. Okay. If you're going to say she is, or it is a car, we said sayyara means car. So then you say hiya sayyaratun. So you use the feminine form for it. Okay, it is a car. So here sayyaratun. Okay, so if the object is masculine, use huwa. If the object is feminine, you would use here if you want to say it. Okay, but again, here, he, she, use huwa or here. Okay, and we'll go through examples. Don't worry, it will make all sense. So, feminine third person plural form is hunna. So hunna. So they. Hunna. They. Feminine. Okay. And then again for second person, it is similar. So you have masculine and feminine. So if you're talking to one person who is male, then you use anta. So you say anta. And if you're talking to a group of people, then you say antum, antum. So in English, there is no distinguish between when you talk to a group of people or you're talking to a single person. You just say you. But in Arabic, when you're talking to a single person, you say anta for a male, and if you're talking to a group of people, you say antum, antum. Okay. And the Quran again uses all of these pronouns as well. So second person feminine form, if you're talking to a woman or a female single person, you say anti. So you say anti. If you're talking to a single feminine person, if you're talking to a one person who is female. But if you're talking to a group of a crowd who are all females, then you use antunna, antunna. Okay, and again, ana. Here the alif is a silent alif, so you don't stretch ana. You say ana. So ana means I. First person. Ana means I. And nahnu, nahnu means we. So that's the plural form of the first person, which is nahnu is we. Okay, so these are the most commonly occurring pronouns in the Quran, used by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is another category which I haven't added. So between singular and plural, there is something called dual, but again, it's not very commonly used in the Quran. So it is used, but not very commonly. So I didn't want to confuse you lot. So I didn't put the dual form. So there is a different pronoun used for dual when you're talking just about two people, in the third person, second person, but I have not included it here, as it's not very frequently occurring. Okay, so قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. First, we all know. قُلْ, say, huwa, he, Allahu ahad, is one. So Allah, say he, Allah is one. Ahadun. So here the pronoun huwa is used because it's talking about Allah. So when you're talking about Allah, the pronoun huwa, the masculine singular form will be used. So third person huwa, singular masculine form huwa. Okay. Next example, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِآيَاتِنَا هُمْ أَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ. هُمْ أَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ. So as for those who deny our signs, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِآيَاتِنَا, hum, they, hum. So hum, if we go back to the table, it's plural, they, third person, masculine. Okay, so go back, hum, they, ashabul mash'ama. So ashab, people of the left. And again, you can see mudaf ilayhi construction here, if you have noticed. So ashabul, they are the people of the left. So we have the word of, so therefore it has to be mudaf ilayhi construction. Ashab doesn't have an al, and it doesn't have a tanween. And the second word is majroor with a kasra, and it has a alif lam. So this is a mudaf ilayhi construction. Hum ashabul mash'ama. They are the people of the left. again, we said there is no word for are or is in Arabic. It's just assumed through the sentence construction. So hum ashabul mash'ama, they people, the people of the left, and it's assumed that they are the people of the left. So that's how you translate it. Next example, hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasun lahun. Okay, so this is the feminine form. Okay, so feminine, third person, so absent, so they, plural. Okay, so hunna, they, your wives. So it's because it's talking about a group of people who are just females, and in the third person, i.e. they, then you use the feminine form. So hunna, they, feminine, plural. Hunna libasul lakum, are a garment for you. Yeah? Lakum means for you. Libasun lakum, so libas means garment, are a garment for you. Wa antum, so here using the second person, this is now talking about the husbands. So it's talking about masculine, plural, second person. Okay, so second person, masculine, plural. So it's talking about you husbands as a collective group. So and you, wa antum. Okay, so wa antum. So if we go back to the table, so you don't say anta, that's talking about just a singular person. So if you're talking about a group of people, antum. So antum. So he's talking about husbands, so that's masculine, and he's talking to a group of husbands, so it's antum. So antum libasul lahun, and are a garment for them. Okay, and are a garment for them. If you noticed, lakum and lahun, these two words here, they have what we call attached pronouns, which we'll cover inshallah in next lesson. So it's a little bit different to the detached pronouns. So just cover, not to confuse you here, just know that at the moment we're just doing personal pronouns, just simple personal pronouns here. Okay. Next example, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. So this is talking about, and you do not worship what I worship. This is talking about the kafirun, the people who do not believe, who disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because it's talking to a crowd of people, you use the second person, masculine, plural form, because it's talking to a group of people. So you use the pronoun wala antum. So antum, wala, and antum, you are not, wala, you are not, abidun, worshippers, or do not worship, ma, what, a'bud, I worship. Okay, so these are verbs used here. So we'll cover verbs at a later lesson. إنك أنت علام الغيوب. إنك أنت علام الغيوب. Indeed, إنك أنت, you. Okay, so this is talking to Allah now. This is talking about Allah. So you use the second person because you want to say you. The second person, masculine, singular, which is anta. Anta. So if we go back to the table, second person, masculine, singular, anta, anta. So it's just talking to one person. So we're talking about Allah. So innaka anta allamul ghuyubi, the knower of the unseen. And again, you can see how frequently this mudaf ilayh construction is used. Yet again, we see another mudaf ilayh construction. Allam, again, doesn't have an al, doesn't have a tanween, and the second word is majroor with a kasra, and normally usually has a alif lam. So allamul ghuyubi, knower of the unseen. Innaka anta allamul ghuyub. Here, next example, فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى. فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى. And this is what Fir'aun said to his people, أنا ربكم الأعلى. I am your Lord the Most High. So he said, who said? Fir'aun said, أنا, I, أنا ربكم I am your Lord, أعلى, الأعلى, the Most High. Okay, so this is referring to what Fir'aun said, and uses the pronoun أنا, so I. Okay. And finally, نحن خلقناكم فلولا تصدقون. نحن خلقناكم فلولا تصدقون. So this is talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his forces of power. So we created you, so will you not believe, i.e. in the resurrection? So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when he says that, he doesn't use the pronoun I created you, rather he uses the pronoun we. Yeah. So as in we, as in the grandeur we. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this type of we. So we created you, so will you not believe? So it's used nahnu. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala statement. So nahnu means we, so the first person. Okay. So summary of today's lesson, bi'ithnillah. First thing, we learnt the different types of prepositions. Prepositions, words used to link sentences up together. And we had a list of prepositions, inshallah you can learn them. So this construction is made up of the harf jar first, which is the preposition, and the word that comes after it is called ism majroor, and it follows the same rules as the mudaf ilayhi that we learned before. So it will always be in the majroor case. It will have a kasra, and normally it will have an alif lam, but it can have an alif lam or it will not have an alif lam. So it can be ma'rifa or nakira as well. And we also learned the different personal pronouns used in the Quran. So these are simple personal pronouns. They are called detached personal pronouns because we will cover what we call attached personal pronouns later on. So they're called detached personal pronouns, but not to confuse you, they're basically just pronouns used in the Quran. So I think that is the end for today. Inshallah, so there's no vocabulary for this lesson. You can just relearn or revise the other vocab, and I think we have so these pronouns and the prepositions will be your vocab for today's lesson. Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you for coming once again, and I look forward to our next lesson, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.